Hello everyone, this is Eddie Britt. I'm Department Chair for Math and Computer Science at Co-Lin. I want to help you set up your online math homework. And this is mainly for college algebra, even though there's only one small difference if you're teaching intermediate. But to set up your online homework, you see I'm here in just a blank canvas shell. You need to go to Settings and Navigation, and then if you scroll down to the bottom you see this MyLab and Mastering button. We need to get that to show up, so I'm going to pull it up and make sure that you save, because if you don't save it's not going to show up. So save that, and now over here on the left you can see I have the MyLab and Mastering button. Now if you click on that, there should be something that says Getting Started or Get Started right here. Click on Get Started, and now right here where it says Copy Existing Course, we have a shell that's made up for you already that has a list of all the homework problems that we use. Alright, and so if you put in this code BRIT78275 and you search, that will come up. And so this is a coordinator course, meaning you would just become a member of this coordinator course. And all the homework's already made out, and you can add to any of them that you want, but if just do not take away anything. We have the bare minimums in this class. So I hit select, and you're going to be a member section. Okay, so here's where you would put in your course name. I'm just gonna, you'd maybe use MAT 1313-51. I'm just gonna put in a name of test. I'll probably delete this later. Then you have to put in your course dates, and so I'm gonna put in January 8th to May 4th. All right, and then create course. So now we're going to have to wait a minute or two until the course is finally created. Once the course is created, then I'll show you how you can get started. You'll know that it's created by checking your email, or if you come back to this MyLab and Mastering tab and you refresh it a little bit, you should see something else start to come up, and it did already. You can see instructor tools. These are your old tools that you use for within MyMathLab. They're just now in Canvas, and it's going to bring up a different window when I click on one of these. So what you can do is go to the assignment manager. Well, it's not through copying, so that's why it wouldn't let me do that. So as soon as this thing is through copying, I should get an email from MyMathLab, and it'll tell me that it's been created. All right. Well, it looks like it's still copying over things. So let's give it another second or two. But again, these are all of the regular things that you're used to, like the assignment manager and the grade book. You just now can access these through the MyLab and Mastering. And once you do this, you're only going to have to do this once. And once you do this and we set up the grade sync correctly, you can see it's copying more stuff over now. Everything updates automatically, so you don't have to transfer over grades or anything like that into Canvas. It's going to transfer over for you. Alright, so let's see if it's copied enough stuff over to get it to work. You can go into the assignment manager and set all your dates. You can see the start dates from when we made this course last semester. But if you go into change dates and status, you can go ahead and go in and put all your due dates in. And if you don't know, you might want to go ahead and just kind of guesstimate anyway and put those in. Even if you set them at the last possible day, just so you can get them to show up in your class. So I'm going to say done on that page. I'm going to go back. Now, you can always close this and come back into it. This is through Canvas again. The only thing you need to do now that you have this imported over is go to Grade Sync, turn on OK for automatic grade sync, and then select all of these to auto sync. Now, if you already have the dates set whenever you do this, then it's going to copy dates over for you. So I don't have any dates set, so it's just not going to have any dates anywhere. So you need to sync everything once, and then all of your assignments will be available under the Assignments tab. If you don't want your students accessing it from right here, and you want to make pages, I know that best practice would be to make modules, like Module 1, Module 2, maybe for each unit. You know, if I created a module here, like maybe Module 1, and make sure you publish it. Within that, you see how this come up as assignment. You just hit the plus, and if I wanted to assign this assignment, I could just put it there. And so let's say that in Module 1, I'm going to have my students do, that was 1, 4, or 1, 2, 1, 3. You know, if you wanted to maybe you're going to give all of Chapter 1 at one time, and you know, you can really do that how you see fit. But I put all of those sections in Module 1, and I could tell my students, you know, hey, you need to make sure you finish Module 1 by this date, or you know, do it ever how you want to. But this is called deep linking. So whenever your students click on the link here, it will go straight into the homework. And you know, setting up modules is good practice, because a lot of online classes, or even a lot of our homegrown classes, we set up modules, and so students will be used to that format. Now, the only other difference that I can think of is if you had problems from last semester. So if you did have problems from last semester and you want to copy those over, then you don't want to do exactly what we just did there. All right, what you would want to do, and I'll show you. So I'm going to reset course content. This resets the whole course, so only do this if you want to just get rid of everything. This is any home page, anything like that. So I reset everything. So I'm going to have to come back in real quick and enable the MyLab and Mastering again, and save. Don't forget the save button. Alright, so there's MyLab and Mastering. I'm going to go in, click on Get Started. Alright, so this is if you had homework problems from last semester that you want to import. Now, what you can do is you can search for the book that we use. This semester, this is, I'm going to bring up all the Blitzer books. So we are currently in the 7th edition. You have to make sure you choose the right one. Now this one with integrated review, this one has some extra stuff that goes along with it that you might want to use. So I would suggest taking that one. And then again, we're going to have to create a test name. I'm going to name it Test 1 again. And then I'd have to put a start date and an end date on it. Alright, now this is going to take a second. And what it's doing is it's creating a class, a blank class with no homework assignments that corresponds to that book, that Blitzer 7th edition. So, you know, editions change from semester to semester, so this may not be valid, the right edition, you know, in a couple years, but as of right now in 2018, that's what we're using. All right, so you would come here to MyLab and Mastering, and then you would come to the Assignment Manager. Where you go to, again, I have to wait a little bit for the class to be made. It hasn't been made yet. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my assignment manager, and I'm going to import my old assignments. So if you've ever done that in the past, that's basically what I'm doing. This has created a blank shell now with no problems, not the ones that we set up before for you to use. And you go into the assignment manager. Now all of these are already assigned. You may want to unassign these because these are things like the skills check it's like a test where the students take it and it'll let you know what they already know from chapter 1. You may want to go in and just go to the assign status and then select all and then apply a blank due date to all of that, or we could unassign all of that. So watch, I can unassign, apply to selected. So it'll change all of those, I guess you could say all those, they're like pre-tests for each chapter. I can turn all of those off. Alright, and now if I go into the test manager, this is where you would import your old assignments. So you'd have to click on import assignments from another course, and then another course using this book. Alright, and there are some that are up here, like it's showing me all of my old ones from, I guess because I'm an administrator in a lot of these, it's showing me all these old classes that had that used our template last semester. And so if you did use it last semester and you added a few problems and you don't want to go in and do that again, you simply click your course, and then I just randomly selected one, and you can see all of these listed here. Then I can add them all. So I would click here to add everything. And I'm using, I think this is either Mr. or Miss Williams stuff, so I won't add all of their stuff. And import, and then that would import my old assignments into my new class. So basically you have two options. If you've never used our template, what you need to do is the first way at the beginning of this video, where you go in and you use that code that I gave you, the Brit code, and that will copy over the template. If you've already used that template and added problems in the past, then you go through, create the course, and with just the Blitzer information, search for Blitzer, look for the edition of the book, go in, and then import your old assignments. Now, if you try to just copy things over from Canvas, that's bad. It won't work correctly. It's going to cause problems. What am I talking about? Well, if you go and you just import, I mean, I'm not saying don't import your old Canvas pages and all of that. That can still be used. But if you import from a previous semester and you copy over homework assignments, it's going to copy over the links that correspond to a different grade book. And so that means when your students try to go in, it's either going to give them an error or they're going to be enrolled in your class from last semester. So you cannot use links in your Canvas class that are old for homework. You have to do it like I showed you and import either the coordinator course Blitzer information, or you have to create a new Blitzer class and import your old assignments. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at eddie.britt@colin.edu or call me at 601-643-8628. Thanks and have a great day.